Most animals, if not all, have no pity when they're hunting to eat. Some are worse than others, but the result is always the same. Have you ever seen the great white shark in action? What about the killer whale? If you want to see some extreme hunts by animals, keep watching as we count down 15 ruthless moments of animals eating their prey alive. Number 15. Heron. This heron has just found a turtle, and as it's walking through its marsh, it munches on the turtle's hard shell until it figures out it's much better to swallow it whole, which it does. Oh well, so long, turtle. The heron isn't done. It keeps walking around looking for more turtles, and it finds some and gulps them down. I'm not sure if this heron is visiting a close relative, but at least it's ridding the streets of this town by picking up a rat on the sidewalk and swallowing it whole. The rat was trying to explain to the heron that he was a night performer and he had to step up his kiosk, but the heron didn't buy it. This cute little chipmunk runs into the wrong bird when this heron grabs it and runs off with it in its mouth. The chipmunk fights like hell to free itself, and it's giving the heron a hard time to swallow it, but it does so anyway. In San Francisco's Golden Gate Park, these great blue herons hunt gophers. When they have chicks to feed, they do this primarily in the spring. Take a few minutes to patiently observe a heron standing in the grass if you ever see one. When they finally catch one, it's well worth the wait. They listen and feel for vibrations, then close in on the gopher until they get close enough before going in for the kill. This heron soaks a rabbit into the water, so it'll be easier to swallow. The rabbit is quite big, so it's a little more difficult. But no worries, the heron knows what it's doing. The Fanatic brings you all the best content you want to see when it comes to the animal kingdom. If you want to see the latest confrontations between animals and the best animal videos, please subscribe now. We post new videos every day for your entertainment. Number 14. Ants versus lizard. On this leaf, you can see how easy these fire ants kill this lizard. They simply have the numbers, and one lizard against 100 ants won't cut it. Brazilian fire ants are equally as invasive as the brown anole lizard in this video, which falls victim to the fire ants and gets eaten. This lizard is in an aquarium with a few ants who are the aggressors, treading on and biting the lizard. They want more of the lizard, who wants nothing to do with them and seeks to avoid them. I'm not sure if this lizard is already dead, but it's not moving, which allows these ants to swarm the small reptile and feed on it. Number 13. Shark. To aid in the hunt of even the most elusive concealed fish, the white-tipped reef shark recognizes bioelectrical activity in animals. The parrotfish has a unique ability to conceal itself, but will it be able to outsmart this fearsome predator? To put it another way, the shark may miss the prey if it does not move. A parrotfish floats as quietly as it can. It recognizes it is in a dangerous situation. When a shark bumps into the parrotfish, it softly swims away. The shark, on the other hand, notices it and returns to investigate. With a little tap of its snout, the shark knows it's onto a meal. All sharks are aroused when a fish is scared and flees, and they begin chasing the fleeing fish. At this point, it's a free-for-all situation. The fish realizes that the only way to get away from the shark is to go through a hole into the reef. It makes a beeline for the reef, but it's too late. The sardine run is underway off the coast of South Africa. Thousands of sardines are devoured by sharks, birds, and even a surprise visitor. This tiger shark is on the hunt, and when it finds a sea turtle, it goes in for the kill. It grabs the escaping turtle by the back and blood gushes out, so the shark has begun the demolition process and tears the turtle to bits. In this spectacular overhead view, filmed by a drone, you can see this massive shark approach a seal, and when it crushes it, the blood squirts from all sides and the seal is killed. Number 12. Whale. If you think any of your friends have big mouths, look at this whale with its gigantic mouth open, so it can take in as many fish as possible in one gulp. Man, it looks like a reservoir in some coastal oil refinery. It's so big. This humpback comes in for the kill when it opens its mouth and swims right through a huge school of fish. Sperm whales range in size from 49 to 59 feet long and can dive to depths of 3,280 feet, which is where they will most likely come face to face with their most lethal nemesis. Giant squids are deep-sea monsters that may be the Kraken's real-life counterparts. The longest one discovered so far was 59 feet. Unfortunately, the titanic confrontations between them are rarely captured on film. What proof do we have that these events even take place? Sperm whales with scars resembling giant squid tentacles are prevalent, as are indigestible squid body parts. The sperm whale dives for food and engages in a life-or-death battle with the giant squids, which the whales are likely to lose. This gigantic squid gets wrapped around the sperm whale's head in this video, and it even attacks the sperm whale, ripping through its sides. But the squid eventually finds itself in the sperm whale's mouth after a few spins and turns. Watch the biggest mammal on the planet rise through the water and feed on a large school of fish. Isn't that an amazing sight? This humpback whale scares away the neighbors as it swims forward looking for food. It's friendly, so no need to worry. But I would get out of the way if I saw that thing coming straight at me as well. Number 11. Pelican. Pelicans have big mouths, but it's useful. Watch how this pelican swallows a pigeon whole without thinking about it twice. It just grabs the pigeons as if they were candy in a jar. You can see the pigeons struggle inside the pelican's mouth until they are swallowed. If I were the pigeons, I would fly out of there. Here is a duckling that didn't expect to go this early on in her life, when a pelican snatches it from the water in front of a horrified crowd. A group of birds congregated at London's St. James Park to devour tourist breadcrumbs. A pigeon snatched up a crumb that was intended for a pelican. When the pelican became enraged, he chose to eat the pigeon instead. This pelican has caught a duck, but it's having all the trouble in the world swallowing it. This is a big duck and it's fighting like hell, but I don't think it's getting out. Number 10. Komodo dragon. When a hungry Komodo dragon spots a prey, he pursues it until he captures it. This Komodo chased this young monkey all the way into the streets of a local community, which is a classic example of this. The monkey is clinging to a fence for dear life when the Komodo grabs it and drags it across the floor. The attack is joined by a few more Komodos who share the monkey for food. This unhappy monkey is striving but failing to free itself from the Komodo dragon. Even if the monkey managed to leave, the bacteria in the Komodo would eventually force it to collapse on the ground. The Komodo dragon joyfully swallows the monkey. The Komodo dragon will go after its victim until it is lifeless and collapses to the ground. The Komodo dragon has a keen sense of smell that enables it to track prey over a distance of up to 7 kilometers. Because his intestines are out of his body, I'm not sure if this poor animal is still alive, but we all know that dragons didn't wait until he was dead to start eating. These dragons are eating another wild boar alive. They are squeezing his back, but the small boar manages to escape despite all the biting. However, the dragon's venom will take effect and slow the boar down, so it won't be long before the dragons will find it. The dragons will take care of it when the time comes. Number 9. Polar bear. A polar bear is seen hunting a beluga in this overhead shot. The bear has clearly made the kill, but now the task is to relocate the large whale to a safer and more comfortable location where the bear can consume it. When a hungry polar bear comes close to a walrus army, it's time to start hunting. Walruses have a reputation for being difficult to convince. They can weigh hundreds of pounds and have enormous fangs that might harm a polar bear, so the bear must be cautious. The walruses will not be frightened to confront the bear because it is considerably smaller. Because the polar bear is still on the lookout for a weak link, such as a wounded or sick walrus, the kill might be straightforward. He spins around till he comes upon a smaller walrus and hops onto its back. Walruses have a lot of fat on their bodies to protect them from cold and bites. Thus, despite their small stature, they are massive. It will not be simple. The bear loses his grip on the walrus and lets go. While the seal is still alive, the polar bear crushes it and tears it to shreds. But the animal succumbs in a matter of seconds. It's difficult to watch because everything is white, highlighting the blood and heightening the intensity of the scenario. Number 8. Egret. An egret is a heron that comes in a variety of colors, the majority of which are white or buff, and several of which develop fine, milky white plumes during the breeding season. Many egrets belong to the genera Egretta and Ardea, which also include species that are called herons rather than egrets. The distinction between a heron and an egret is a hazy, relying on appearances rather than biology. The word egret is derived from the French word aigrette, which means silver heron, and brush, and refers to the long filamentous feathers that appear to cascade down an egret's back during the breeding season. This egret snatches a mouse from the ground and tries to crush it with its beak. The mouse is in pain, but it's much too small and weak to save itself from this monster bird. The egret eventually swallows the mouse whole and then takes off and lands on the roof of a house. This egret is on a fishing trip and it's trying to make the best of it, constantly looking for that great catch. This egret's first attempt at swallowing the gopher was unsuccessful. It took around 9 minutes for the huge gopher it had trapped to be entirely swallowed. It made excellent use of gravity to assist with the gopher moving towards its stomach. The gopher's front and back foot resemble the black circular imprints on the egret's stretched throats. Another egret is fishing, but it doesn't look like it's in a rush as it examines its surroundings and explores what's behind it. Number 7. Snapping turtle. This turtle is fed a white rat in an aquarium. Firstly, how can they keep such a large animal in such a small place? Secondly, they throw a rat in there alive. The poor rat struggled for quite a long time, and even though the turtle was biting it, I'm sure it drowned. Once it was thrown in the water, it was destined to die drowning. The turtle proceeds to swallow it whole. This sneaky turtle grabs a duckling right under its mother's eyes. It happens so quickly that Mama Duck is not able to react fast enough, and she loses one of her ducklings. Another rat is thrown into an aquarium, and the guy who owns the turtle is showing his kid this, because you can hear the kid's voice in the background. No wonder some people grow up to become sadistic human beings. The turtle swallows the rat whole. This duck has no clue a snapping turtle is next to it until it tries to swim away. But it can't because the turtle is holding onto it. Number 6. Ants versus baby birds. This baby hummingbird is experiencing what it's like to be attacked by ants. Something is clearly amiss, as seen by the bird's agitation. Some of the ants may be seen traveling down the leaves and into the nest. Because this is a small bird, the ant's entry into the nest has a greater impact. This ant pays these small birds a visit, but it's hard to determine what it's up to. Meanwhile, Mama Bird arrives to feed her chicks and seems unconcerned about anything unusual. The ant lands on one of the bird's beaks, but the bird turns away as soon as it is disturbed. Mom gives the birds a little more food, and I'm not sure where the ant has gone. These chicks only recently hatched. Both parents went off in search of dinner for their children. When they returned, they realized the chicks had been bitten by ants. The ants were removed from the nest with the help of both parents. They pecked patiently until the ants were gone. After that, the parents went out to acquire additional food for their children. Number 5. Orca. Off the shore of Mexico's Baja California Peninsula, orca whales hunt a humpback calf and eat its tongue. The killer whale pod is rather huge, but the calf should provide plenty of food. Killer whales control the seas, and 5 transient killer whales assault and murder a gray whale from beginning to end in this video. They take turns attacking the whale, which can be seen coughing up blood as the orcas continue their onslaughts. This video shows a pod of killer whales hunting and killing a tiger shark for the first time. The footage was captured by an underwater photographer off the coast of Costa Rica and is considered to be a world premiere. It displays 3 killer whales cooperating to bring the terrified shark to the surface, wear it down, and then eat its fins when the opportunity presents itself. A gigantic bull rushes in to deliver the deadly blow, flipping the shark onto its back and causing tonic immobility in the process. The pod takes turns consuming and stripping the 7-foot shark down to its bones before returning to the water. At SeaWorld in San Diego, a killer whale uses fish or other fish parts to bring birds closer to him. The birds are wary of the bait and refuse to accept it, but one bird takes a chance and it bites the dust quickly enough. Number 4. Wolves versus deer. This massive buck is being pursued by a pack of wolves through the woods. The black wolf, who is now 6 years old, is the best hunter in this wolf pack. The deer flees into the water, complicating the wolf's hunt, but the wolves leaps over it and makes the kill. This video shows 2 wolves killing a deer in the middle of the night in what looks to be an open court. The wolves drag the deer away because it isn't very big. 2 wolves attack a deer on the side of the road. The deer is bitten by one of the wolves, and it appears that the deer will not be able to get up. One of the wolves is ignoring the deer, while the other continues to bite it. This elk runs across deep snow in the hopes of escaping a pack of predatory wolves. The wolves have a lot of stamina and endurance, so they get closer to the elk as the chase continues, eventually killing it. It was only a matter of time before the wolves got a taste of their prey. Number 3. Seagull. This seagull has snagged a little bird and is attempting to swallow it, which it succeeds in doing after a few seconds. Great black-backed gulls are the world's largest gulls, having keen vision and good flying abilities to grab their food. However, the swift rabbits they prey on are quick to flee into the safety network of burrows they've built on the island. Unsuccessful hunts raise competition, and with babies on the way, the stakes are high for the gulls' survival and that of their nesting mates. With the suspense mounting, it's not uncommon to witness obstinate gulls fighting for a defenseless victim, and those who succeed are rewarded with a delectable feast, which disturbingly can be gulped down and swallowed. This seagull is removing vermin from the streets, including this rat, by devouring it whole. It looks so delicious, I nearly want to sample one. As we've seen before, seagulls can take on larger prey, and this one attacks a squirrel and stabs it several times with its beak until it dies. After that, the seagull uses an old trick and swallows the squirrel whole as if it were candy. The squirrel tried to attack the seagull, but the massive bird appeared to be too powerful for such a small creature. Because seagulls lack teeth and their claws are ineffective, they can't remove the meat from the bones like we can. Thus, it's in their best interest for them to consume as quickly as possible. Number 2. Jackal. A newborn gazelle is hunted and killed by this jackal. While the hunter is completing the deal, the other jackals stand guard. The hunter enlists the assistance of a buddy to transport the gazelle to a safer location. This jackal travels in search of baby Cape fur seals and comes across one. The jackal murders the seal in front of the entire seal population, but the adult seals are unconcerned. Once the jackal has made the kill, it transports the seal pup to a more secluded location. A black-backed jackal is seen hunting doves. Even jackals in these terrible times must be resourceful and gather whatever food is available. Number 1. Spider. The Goliath bird eater is the world's largest spider in terms of weight. Despite having larger legs, the huge huntsman spider is much lighter. Although this massive tarantula is known as a bird eater, this is a bit of a misnomer. Goliath bird eaters rarely, if ever, consume birds. On the other hand, Goliath tarantulas have a ravenous appetite. They eat giant insects, worms, and various amphibians. On rare occasions, they may even catch a lizard, a snake, or a little rat like the one in this video. The rat is aware it is in danger and is frantically scurrying around, attempting to evade the spider, but it is only a matter of time before the spider kills it. This frog is tangled up in a spider web, and the spider is slowly moving in to make the kill. This is one big spider. There's no doubt the frog is tired, and the battle was probably over before it even began. But the frog has a trick up his sleeve that surprises the spider. His skin is toxic, and one bite by the spider releases an unforeseeable reaction. The spider moves away and forgets about the whole thing. This goldenrod crab spider ambushes a hoverfly. As soon as the hoverfly gets too close, the spider hugs it like it hasn't seen its best friend in years, and it's a killer hug to say the least. Most of these videos were hard to watch. My favorite has to be this last one, when the crab spider hugged the hoverfly. It looked like a real hug. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our countdown of 15 ruthless moments of animals eating their prey alive. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know what you think in the comments below. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon to see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.